Hello, everyone. I am Jessica Koch, and this is another Profound Professionals interview series. I have had the honor for almost 5 years now of interviewing industry experts and brilliant leaders to share what they know and what they love. And today is no different. My amazing guest is Holly Agnew, and she is an eating psychology coach. She's an essential oil educator and a doTERRA wellness advocate. She helps people overcome their eating challenges to figure out what essential oils can help them best by listening to them and giving them hope. Welcome, Holly. How are you?
I'm great. How are you doing tonight?
I am so happy. Life is so good. Spring is in the air and everything is popping. And, I just am really enjoying life. It's I'm about to do a lot more kayaking again, finally. And you can't really complain. It was a mild winter, but super, super good. So tell us, eating psychology coach. I don't think I ever heard that until I met you. I mean, I hear a lot about different wellness programs and wellness mentors and supporters and coaches, but talk to us about kind of how you ended up in this journey connected with the psychology of eating as well as essential oils and how those fit together.
So to set the stage, I am from the medical establishment. So I worked in a cath lab, a heart catheterization lab for years. And I was all about, give me a pill, I'll be good. And at the same time, they fed us really well while I was there, like donuts and bagels and all the stuff that, you're not supposed to eat. And I noticed I was gaining weight and a lot of it. And I really struggled with how to get rid of it once I started packing it on. And then I also was teaching health, and I started doing all this research about what's in our food and what kind of ingredients are in it and that kind of thing. And while I was doing that, I was also looking at different medications and things like that. And then I got really sick, and I had a grandkid, and I got introduced to essential oils. And in that journey, people were starting to ask me, well, what do you think about this? How do you think about that? And how can I better my health? And I figured, well, if I go back and get some more education about eating psychology, that might help me out. Because a lot of people think that, well, it's just about what you put in your mouth, and it's not. It's a lot up here, and you'd be surprised how much your thoughts and like eating speed and how you think about yourself influences what you eat and how you eat. And that's a huge, huge, huge connection that people don't make a lot of times.
So what's it like if a person's going to work with you? So are you doing one-on-one coaching? Is there a group program? Is it virtual? Is it in person? Is it a combination of both? Lots of options. If I were to come and work with you, how would that look like? What could that look like?
Well, if they live near me, they could meet me in person. Most of my time is spent online on Zoom calls or over the phone, just because of location. But I enjoy working with a number of people. It just depends on what your situation is, what works best for you. And
all right.
I forgot to answer your question.
Well, I know also, I think you run some training webinars, and so talked about some of the things you provide as far as services and training.
Yes, I do have, I go live in Facebook every Tuesday night at 9:00 in my Naturally Essential Solutions Facebook page. But I also do classes every Tuesday night, and every night of the week, except the fourth Tuesday, they're all online. So they're all Zoom classes, and they are recorded. So if somebody signs up and they can't be there, I can send it to them, but they do have to pre-register so that they can get the link. And those are posted also in my Facebook group. And I do Facebook not ads, but what are they called? the Facebook events. That's what they're called. Yeah. Yeah.
Wonderful. So we'll make sure in the article that goes with this interview that we also have links and access to that so your viewers can watch that.
Okay.
So if you wanted to share with us something that someone could do today that would really improve their life, something they could take action on right now, what's one thing that you would suggest?
There's so many things. One thing that I would suggest is to really pay attention to what you eat and how you eat.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people, like for me, for example, I love sugar, but it doesn't love me.
Well, I don't think sugar is good for anyone, really. I mean, I always say sugar and time are the devil.
Well, but so many people are addicted to it, and that's one of the big problems. And then they go in this whole guilt trip of, I ate that, so I'm a bad person, when it's not them that's the bad person. It's the food that is not necessarily great for their body. And there's other options, and there's ways to work that out so you're not so dependent on sugar.
Well, and I have switched a while back to local honey for just a smidgen in my coffee, just to take the edge off the bitterness. And I also use like some sort of nut-based milk, either macadamia or cashew or almond or something, just a little drip, just again to take the edge off from my coffee, because sugar or creams that were sugary in the past were what my go-to was. And so just changing and tweaking that, I saw a difference. And I think I'm reading the book Atomic Habits right now in a book club that I just love. And one of the things they talked about too is your environment, right? And that's kind of hard for me because I still have a young one at home. She's 11, and I have a granddaughter that lives with in our basement apartment. So there's always knowledge of there's something I shouldn't be eating, and I wouldn't buy and have in the house and around if we didn't have, younger kids. And so that makes it a big challenge. Although the kids eat really healthy too. They're still, some treats pop up, or there's ice cream in the fridge or something, and that does truly make it harder. Because if you have to go out to the store to buy something you're craving versus it's right there and it's 9 o'clock at night, I think, if we're just me and my husband, we wouldn't buy it, right?
Yeah. Yeah, eating healthy can be a challenge. It's a mindset somewhat, and just having the foods around that are healthier for you is a great thing to do. It's hard at times, because I know with my work schedule at times it's very difficult to make fresh food all the time. So I tend to do batch cooking. I make a whole big batch, and then I eat, maybe dinner, that for dinner one night and for lunch another day, and kind of mix it up, do two big batches, like Sunday and Monday, or Saturday and Sunday. And that way it takes me through the week.
Yeah, that is helpful. And freezing stuff. My husband and I will make a bigger batch, like you said, of something, and then put it in smaller, like, individual serving size containers and freeze it. So then you can just take it out the day before you actually want to eat it, sit in the fridge, and it just defrosts, and you can heat it up quickly, So I think that's helpful too. So is there anything else about yourself or your business that you'd like to share before we go on to some of our other parts of the show?
Well, I just want to let everybody know that I really love working with people. I love helping people get healthy and figuring out what works for them. Essential oils are a great avenue to do that. There's so many medicinal benefits with essential oils that most people don't know about. They look at the pharmaceutical industry, and they see all the drugs advertised and stuff on TV, and they're like, well, that's the way to go. And that may be for them, but there are more natural ways to take care of your health rather than having a prescription all the time.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. So one of the favorite parts of this show, and one of the reasons we started it 5 years ago, was to help people in their lives by featuring the knowledge of industry experts like yourself, but also to take a moment of pause and step outside of what's bigger than you and I, Holly, and share our guests if they have a cause that's near and dear to their heart. And you do have one that you participate in or support in some way. You want to talk about that for a few minutes?
Sure. One of my favorite organizations that I work with is called Compassion International, and that helps kids who are impoverished get the help that they need, whether that be food or medical or whatever. You do a monthly donation, and the kids are at a center in whatever country they're in, and they have kids all around the world, which is really cool. And you get to pick the kid that you want if you want to pick the kid, or they can give you one. You can pick by birth date, by location, or whatever your criteria is. They have a way they can narrow it down so you can find a kid that works for you. Or you can just pick one who's been in there the longest. Like I sponsor 4 kids right now, and my goal is to sponsor at least one more this year, maybe 2.
That's awesome.
Because we think that we're poor, but what I make in a day is what they live on in like 2 months.
Yeah.
In a lot of the countries. So, and I have kids all my kids are in different countries. And it's neat because you get to learn about them, you get to learn about their culture, and how they live. And when you see that, it's very eye-opening.
Yeah.
To see how lucky we really are.
We really, really are. And I think that's so beautiful. And hopefully when you get a chance, you'll share that link with us too, and we'll include that in the article as well. So that's a great one. I love that you chose to share that. So thank you for that. I am also a big bookworm. Like I told you earlier, I'm in a book club. I'm always asking my guests, we're trying to create the ultimate book list. So talk to me. We ask our guests to share a book that inspired them and helped them in their personal growth, their life, or help them grow their business, which I get excited about too. So share with us a book that has had an impact on you.
So it is called Customer First, and it is by Tasha Smith. She is one of my mentors that I've been working with for a few years. She has emerged sales training. She was a Cutco sales rep back in the day, and she got into helping entrepreneurs build their businesses and giving them the words, because a lot of people stumble over the words on how to talk to people and not be real salesy, because the used car salesman, nobody wants to talk to them because they kind of drive you crazy. Well, I don't want to be that person as a salesperson. So she has helped to give me the words that I need. And like her book says, she puts the customer first. Your ego is way down on the list, like at the bottom. Your customer comes first. You have to take care of them, or you don't have a business.
Absolutely true. I love that. That's so beautiful. Great book suggestion. I don't think anyone else has made that one. So that's going to be good to add to the list. Now, if you are watching and you're an industry expert and you feel like, I totally want to be on that show and be featured by Jessica on her podcast, then you should reach out to us. We'd love to have you. And better yet, you could be someone else's hero and ours, and you can introduce us to a profound professional, an industry expert that helps people improve their personal lives or help someone grow their business. Send those people our way, and we will feature them and the causes that are near and dear to their heart. Before we say goodbye, I always ask our guests to share one final thought or a piece of information or inspiration. What do you have, and what should we leave everyone with today, Holly?
You're special, you're beautiful, and you're worth fighting for.
I love that. And it goes with my standard close of the show, which is be kind to yourself and be kind to each other. Bye, everybody. Thanks, Holly.
Bye. Thanks.